Anne Marie Allen, how are you?
Terrific.
Good,
Terrific.
good. You're out here in Oregon along with me. And we're here today to introduce you as one of the Magnolias. And you and I go way back. I would say probably 22 years when you were at Hewlett Packard. I was at Nike, and we were together in the Sustainability Consortium. Then we both thought, let's jet the corporate world. And we met up again at Willamette University in their executive ed
Yes.
program, teaching there. You were running it.
Mhm.
Then Conversant, and
Mhm.
the Academy. You're part of the faculty of the Academy, and we work together with Nature Conservancy.
Yeah.
So what are you up to these days? What's
Oh boy,
your area of focus?
I'm exhausted just hearing you with that kind of quick run through. Today, I'm still affiliated with Conversant as well as the Academy, but really the work I've found myself honed in on is working with multi-stakeholder groups, cross-sector often, who have it maybe a shared mission or purpose, but they really need to discover what they can be in together. Like, no kidding, we're totally committed together. They need to discover that and then move to collective action. And while that sounds like it shouldn't be that hard, it actually is, because it's not just about being committed to a mission or a purpose. You have to actually come to a shared view of what you're trying to impact. And then you have to move in powerful ways together, which is not a laundry list of 50 things. It's probably the most high leverage 3 things. And so that's really the nature of the work I do now, is working with groups like that.
Yeah, you've taught me that the cycle of value is align, act, and adjust. And too often people don't adjust. They
That's
just keep
right.
moving.
That's right.
Yeah, you've been such a great partner, learning partner for me.
Yeah.
So what drew you to the Magnolias and what keeps you here?
Well, the Magnolias, what, it took me like a nanosecond to say, yes, I want to be part of the the Magnolias. And if you really think about it, Darcy, I mean, you're the one who had the brainchild. Had the brainchild of Magnolias, but you're drawn to it because of relationships. At the end of the day, we're drawn to almost everything that way. And so if I go, well, this is a person I've known for a long time, I've been in some interesting work, I've learned a lot from, I'm always intrigued. And so it was like, yeah, without knowing really what it was, what was being created, I want to be part of that. Now, what's interesting is, I can speak for myself, but probably a lot of people, just saying yeah and getting started doesn't keep you there. What keeps you there is what happens after that, which is deepening of relationships in the case of the Magnolias, broadening of the participation with very diverse experiences and very wise people. So I fell in love with all of them, and that's where I want to spend a chunk of my time.
That's great. Yeah, you brought so much to this group. And the Magnolias, we're focused on work in the climate crisis and how that relates to women, the
Yeah.
sustainable development goals. What's it mean to be a conscious leader? What are those areas, really intrigue you and allow you to apply your work?
Well, for me, I've probably been a systems thinker most of my life, whether it had nothing to do with reading a book on it, although it was great to be introduced to the body of literature over time. So it's seeing that all these things are interconnected. I like to think I'm not afraid of complexity. I'm really drawn to it because it's rich in learning and purpose. And so whether it's climate change or it's elevating women and women's leadership, social equity, all of those things are interconnected. But where I feel I can make my biggest contribution is in continuing to build connection between individuals and groups. And it's really around the area of social well-being.
Mm-hmm.
How do we come together, not to argue and debate, but how do we come together to really create extraordinary value beyond what we could do as individuals? We're not just a collection of individual soldiers all marching the same way. We really really belong together, thinking together and acting together. And that doesn't happen automatically. So my passion is to contribute to that.
That's great. So why women? Why now?
Well, part of the system is that we've been stuck in a model for certainly my whole life, and I'm sure eons before, that's very hierarchical, very mechanical, actually. And it maybe served a purpose at a particular point in history. It's not working now. It's not working today. And what I find is women offer, just maybe by nature of the fact that they are women, look at things differently. They are more highly relational. They do want to draw people in. They do want to connect. They do want to care and nurture. And we need a lot more of that. And we need to see that for the strength that it provides. So it's our time. It's time for women to be elevated more into leadership across all sectors and all levels. So I'm 100% behind that.
That's great. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. We spent a lot of time, we, the Magnolias, on our guiding principles, our values. And, certainly we need to live into those first. How do they affect you? How do you think about the guiding principles? What's most meaningful to you?
Oh, I love the guiding principles. And I guess some people could look at them and say, yeah, that looks like a lot of guiding principles. But the one that I think is particularly timely right now is that we're so dedicated to creating something where there's no domination of anybody or any group of another. This is really the time to come together and have the courage to co-create, to have conversations that make us all uncomfortable, not just a few.
That's right.
But we have to build the trust in the relationship in order to have those conversations and not be afraid. And know that together, we're always going to be bolder in action. We're going to be more accurate if we work at doing it together, and it is possible. My work has shown me that. People think it's a waste of time. It's all talk, no do. It's just the opposite. So I'm committed to bringing more of that into reality for folks.
So to end, if you were to challenge everybody listening today, what would you challenge them to do?
Boy, I would challenge everyone to reach out. Even if you don't think you're in a bubble, you probably are, to reach out and have a conversation or connect with a different point of view out of curiosity, pure curiosity, not convince, not I'm going to sell you on something, but to really say I'm committed to hearing another and to really be fascinated by that. We can choose to be frustrated or fascinated when people don't agree with us. Choose fascination. And I think what you'll discover is it's actually fun to start learning about other people, other points of view, and just being heard brings people together. It really does. So I'd invite everyone to try that. Get out of your comfort zone.
Beautiful, beautiful. Can we both challenge together one more thing?
Yeah.
Go vote!
Yes, please. Everyone vote. Everyone vote. I've reached out to everyone I know, but all we can do is continue to have that as a mantra. It's so important.
Yeah.